in a lot of cases you have setbacks, but fortunately this time she's gone right through without any problems, any setbacks, and hopefully she's in file.
Okay, now, Mapley Heights, you're not worried about her handling the heavy conditions, as you say, the problem of coming from so far back, but what about your other runner, Under Oath?
Well, he's the improver.
Yeah.
He hadn't raced for about 3 weeks when he ran Saturday, and it was his first time over that distance, and it's tightened him up, and he looks a much fitter horse today than he did Saturday, and I'm hoping that he runs well. I know he'll be better next year when he strengthens a bit more. He's a 4-year-old that's only been to the races so few times.
Right. They are predicting, I believe, some more thunderstorms here this afternoon. I hope we don't have a repetition of Vanderham back in 76.
On the rooftop.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. Not only rained, it poured last night here.
Oh, yeah, you can see by the water laying around like here.
Hay in the press yesterday was quoted at 100 to 1. But I'm sure with the weather out like this, he'll be nowhere near those odds. But even considering the weather, was he over the odds as far as you were concerned?
Well over the odds, but I hope I get 200 to 1 him.
Well, I don't think you will, Greg. You're a little bit optimistic there, but his form for a Melbourne Cup has been very good, hasn't it, really, when you take into consideration over the last 3 or 4 years, his staying record and also all the prize money he's won.
Yes, well, he's only had 4 runs in 2-mile events, and he won the Stayers Cup on a bog track, which is 2 miles, and he ran 5th in the Sydney Cup last year, and he gave the winner Late Show 8.5 kilos. And he's run in the 2 runs prior to that. He's finished midfield in the Melbourne Cup and the Sydney Cup again. Right.
Okay. So looking for big things from Hay today. What about the barrier? It's drawn out very wide there.
I don't think the barrier makes any difference here, 2 miles at Flemington, because they've got 1,200 metres.
Hyperno and Red Nose are cutting him down. Salamander, Hyperno on the outside, picking up Salamander. Salamander and Hyperno, they split the line.
With So Vague trying to challenge, and Rising Prince holds off the dangers and wins the McKinnon well.
In front of So Vague, lack of reason. Then Ivana further back on the field of the field, but he's home and hose this Rising Prince. He's 2 or 3 in front of So Vague, running on the field, but in lack of reason. What a nuisance, Slade, but he's a mighty weight for age horse.
On a very heavy track, as you can see, and he withstood the challenges in the straight to hang on and win well.
Cossack Prince, Larkin-Cott trying third, but Hay he's kicked away the Metrop winner. Now got about 3 lengths in front, and Hay's going to brilliantly win the Caulfield Cup by 3.5 lengths. Cossack Prince will get second by...
His chances anyhow. Let's go. Watch this finishing effort at Trentham.
He's hit the front when Eddie's girl is. I'm a Prince unwinding with a brilliant late run. And it's what Eddie's girl. I'm a Prince is grabbing it. Secure Deposit battling hard the inside. I'm a Prince, Secure Deposit. I'm a Prince has won the cup. Secure Deposit won it.
In the Watkins Dow, of course. This was only a couple of weeks ago, and he came with a strong run in the straight.
Filing from the field with Admiral Glare, and here's Kiwi 2 to 1. 250 to go. Purple Crown in front. Kiwi the outside. Oh, what a Melbourne Cup trial. Purple Crown. Can he make it? Kiwi's got up. He put his nose in front. I think he's beaten Purple Crown.
To get up and defeat I'm a Prince. You see him, he's got the grey with the white cap. He's about to hook out behind them, only a small field, and watch the finishing effort.
High, followed by I'm a Prince, Late Show. Sovereign Parade is next. Secured Deposit is level now without compromise. I'm a Prince and Late Show run on, followed by High. Secured Deposit takes the lead. Here's Late Show on the outside. Late Show zooms to the lead, and away goes Late Show, the only Australian-bred horse.
Last year on a slightly different track as he's about to take the front.
Back behind them on the rails, they're all under pressure, 300 metres left to go. Black Knight and Chagamar move up on the outside. Black Knight grabbed the lead in the cup from Chagamar. Rocky Will is battling back. They've got away by 4 or 5 lengths to Mapley Heights. He's starting to charge down the outside. 100 metres left to go, and Black Knight's kicked away by a length and a half. Chagamar second, and then Mapley Heights, but it's going to be Black Knight's Melbourne Cup. Great win by Black Knight by 3.
Until this race, a number of other cup hopefuls, and Lack of Reason shows great courage to win.
In for Tune, and now Ballyman's Boy's finishing well. Lack of Reason's coming at Glen Morriston with Not Declared and Ballyman's Boy. Lack of Reason drawing level with Glen Morriston. Here's Ballyman's Boy, but Lack of Reason's taken the lead. He's qualified for the Caulfield Cup by winning. maybe also
around Australia with Kiwi. I think she's going to hold the sentimental money.
Yes, she's certainly, I would say she's the sentimental favourite, Bruce. As probably everyone knows now, she's believed to be in foal to the importance.
In the Melbourne Cup, Black Knight clear and Mapley Heights charging home.
Mapley Heights is starting to charge down the outside. 100 metres left to go, and Black Knight's kicked away by a length and a half. Chagomar second, and then Mapley Heights, but it's going to be Black Knight's Melbourne Cup. Great win by Black Knight by 3 lengths. Chagomar.
Ron Taylor, he's a good hardy horse, isn't he? He ran a nice race in the Cox Plate. He ran a very good race last year in the Melbourne Cup. He's won the Brisbane Cup. Is he good enough to win today?
Well, I think a lot of people are really underestimating the chances of Fox Seal because he only finished 4th in the Dalgety at his last start, but really he was less than 4 lengths from the winner, and he was really motoring home at the finish. Because he is a proven 2-miler, because he's got a trainer who sets a horse for a race in Rick Lacey, I really think Fox Seal, who can do anything on his day, when this horse really gallops, he is an excellent horse. The fact that he is a winner over 2 miles must be a very strong factor in his favour. I think he's been trained specifically for the race, and don't underestimate this horse. If you're looking for some value, perhaps a little each way Fox Seal, you'll get a good run for your money.
Well, Ron, Peter Johnson's riding him today from New Zealand, now based with Rick Lacey, but it was Greg Hall that performed a minor miracle when he won the Brisbane Cup. When Fox Seal got through on the inside to win this race over the 3,200 metres, our boyfriend was in this race. See Fox Seal with the orange colours and watch what Hall does here.
Gone for the whip on him. Rush Cutter's running home strongly. Fox Seal is getting a run near the inside. Our Compromise is coming through with a strong run. Port Fair under pressure. Fox Seal sprinted to the lead. It's Fox Seal a length in front of Our Compromise. Rush Cutter, then Port Fair, but it's Fox Seal in front, drawing to the line. He's too good for them.
Now, Rick, as I said, he is a proven 2-mile winner, having won the Brisbane Cup. How do you feel he is today compared to the way you had him then?
The horse has had a very good preparation, and I'm happy with his condition, but of course it's a very tough field.
Now, of course, Rick, the question we've had to ask everyone today is how has the rain affected your chances?
He can handle the slow track.
Third of 3 winners for Dipman. You can see he's inside Under Oath, our boyfriend in front. A thrilling finish to the Dalgety.
Under Oath under the whip from Silver Award. Fox Seal's coming with a run. Black Knight very late out wide. Our boyfriend holding them for the moment. Clear of Silver Award coming at him. Further back Under Oath, and then Fox Seal, our boyfriend, being tackled by Silver Award. Dipman throwing everything at him. Mick's going to get up and get it. Treble, I reckon.
Well, and also on Fox Seal, Mr. Mako, and also Hey I. And let's have a look at the concluding stages of the Metropolitan at Randwick.
Here's Sprightly Native. Sprightly Native descending upon Mr. Mako. Hey I won't go on, then Fox Seal. It's Sprightly Native on the outside taking the clear-cut lead, and Sprightly Native in front, and Sprightly Native wins the Metropolitan from a...
JC Darby came with a great run that day. She's won the Underwood Stakes, but back second and third last. Trelaw brought her with a strong run, and she's about to go to the front of the Cup.
From Rising Prince, Fidawar, Our Sophia, Lack of Reason in the Filbert finishing pretty well, but Tristark's clear in the Cup. Lack of Reason, Our Sophia in the Filbert trying to get her. Tristark in front, Our Sophia's making a dive at it, but Tristark's won the Cup. A long neck to Our Sophia.
Yes, and Ron Taylor's going to look at the chances of What a Nuisance, and they must be pretty good, Ron, after his excellent performance here on Rocky Roller. What a Nuisance out wide, the horse arrowed in the Cup.
Running on, What a Nuisance, very late, Butternut in front. What a Nuisance, Rocky Roller kicking back with Pegger McGuess. Butternut, Rocky Roller kicking. Butternut's one of the nose, Rocky Roller, a thrilling finish.
Form in New Zealand has been good, and also in Sydney earlier this year. As we saw the Fosters helicopter land here at Flemington, and Dwanet's Girl about to be tackled by I'm a Prince.
It is Dwanet's Girl, I'm a Prince is grabbing it, secure deposit, battling hard the inside. I'm a Prince, secure deposit, I'm a Prince is
A brave effort.
300, Under Oath under the whip from Silver Award. Fox Seal's coming with a run. Black Knight very late out wide. Our boyfriend holding them for the moment. Clear of Silver Award coming at him. Further back Under Oath, and then Fox Seal, our boyfriend, being tackled by Silver Award. Dipman throwing everything at him. Mick's going to get up and get it. Treble, I reckon, or it's a bob of the head, Silver.
The big going on.
Riverdale in front. Sir Zephyr arrowed, and watch his effort over the last little bit.
Tristark's coming at them out wide, the Filbert, and What a Nuisance. Tristark's taken the lead from Lack of Reason and Sir Zephyr. She's a bonny mare, this Tristark. She's going to win a length and a half. Second, Lackery.
We saw her. It was a worse day than this. It was raining practically all day. And there's Corey May about to go to the front, the grey.
Chiloware just in front. Exeter trying to get to it. Corey May got the split. Chilaware's running on, but the grey mare's going to bolt in. Corey May's dashed away, and she's walked the Geelong Cup in.
He could be running in this race, but placed in 2 derbies, and a Dusky Legend come home very strongly in the last little bit.
Mr. Jazz with a late run, and Exeter. Feedawar neck in front. Diotheus kicking back. They've got it between them. Feedawar just in front of Diotheus. Dusky Legend late. Feedawar's got the cup one. Wins a half length. Second, Diotheus.
Will that stop him? Here's the Herbert Power. Feedawar fights off Rose and Thistle.
Feederoy. They're well clear of Marsh and Son. Arado, Colonial Flag and Late Show. Rose and Thistle just in front. Feederoy kicking back from Colonial Flag. Rose and Thistle ahead in front. Feederoy's doing better though. Drew Level and Feederoy's one.
Looks fun. Watch the ground she takes off Tristark in the last 100 metres of this race. White looks no hope at this stage.
Prince Feederwar, Al Sophia, Lackereason in the field, but finishing pretty well, but Tristark's clearing the cup. Lackereason, Al Sophia in the field, but trying to get her. Tristark in front. Al Sophia's making a dive out of it. Tristark's won the cup.
I agree with you, Bruce. That was
Cup Carnival, and you'll see Under Oath, who does a good job here, perfectly ridden by Darren Gauchi, finishing over the top of them to win.
Phoenix Rising, Under Oath and Showglen make their runs together. They've got Colour Page beaten. Under Oath taken the lead, and the Hayes horse is going to win. He's drawing away to win a length and a half to show.
To check it about the 800, and it really was a first-class performance this day.
Don Burno, Johnny Cale, 3 wide. Tripsicon bullocking his way out at the 200. Tripsicon looks the danger, went past Cale, raced up to Affected and Cuba's Gold. Behind them past the Batten running on pretty well, but Heffernan with the whip in the left hand. And this has been a big win by Tripsicon, wins 2.5 lengths. Close.
Well, she does win the Foster's Melbourne Cup, Bruce. I think Butternut'll sound or Moonee Valley Cup winner to win the Melbourne Cup was Wadala back in 1953.
Butternut took the lead in the cup from Rocky Roller. Running on, What a Nuisance, very late. Butternut in front. What a Nuisance, Rocky Roller kicking back with Pegger McGuess. Butternut, Rocky Roller kicking. Butternut's one of the nose, Rocky Roller.
Second and then Maple.
Number 5 is Late Show, drawn on the extreme outside and carrying Kiwi's former jockey, Jim Cassidy. Like Kiwi, Late Show is a horse capable of dramatic late rushes, as shown by the last to first win in this year's Sydney Cup.
The only Australian-bred horse in the Sydney Cup, and he wins it.
Brian, it suited some and it hasn't suited others. How has the overnight rain affected your chances in the Foster's Melbourne Cup?
Well, it's an advantage to my horse, Murray, because he likes the jar out of the ground. I don't really want it heavy or anything like that, because there's about 12 others that can handle the going too, but my horse just likes the sting out of the ground.
Unlucky 13 is What a Nuisance, with the experienced Pat Hyland on board. What a Nuisance notched up the Duke of Norfolk Stakes over 3,200 metres last March, and more recently finished a gallant 4th in the Moonee Valley Cup.
Rocky Roller, a thrilling finish.
John, you threw the blinkers on him in the McKinnon Stakes on Saturday. Great result.
Yes, he runs super, really. You know, he's a handicap horse, and he's run a good, solid 5th, late for age. What else can you wish for?
That's right. Of course, you're a proven horse on the track and a proven horse at the distance.
Yes, well, he's won over 2 mile, and he's proved that he's a top handicapper. And he's probably a little unfortunate not to have won the Moonee Valley Cup.
One of the top fancies for this year's Foster's Melbourne Cup is R. Sophia, with jockey Harry White chasing a record number of Melbourne Cup wins. R. Sophia won the AJC Oaks in April, the Grand Prix at Brisbane, and was second at Tristark in the Caulfield Cup.
On next to R. Sophia.
The Big Red, who's certainly the sentimental favourite and also one of the betting favourites, is Kiwi. Kiwi is trying to become only the 4th horse in history to win 2 Melbourne Cups. And on his recent typical win in the Watkins Dower Stakes, he looks a good bet to do just that.
Purple crowd, about a length away, third Admiral Clear.
He's gone up a little bit in weights, but he hasn't had that much racing for a horse his age.
No, he's lightly raced and he's carrying his age well.
What sort of work have you been giving him?
Oh, well, since driving in Melbourne, he's only had just a bit of pace work. Hope to gallop him before the race.
And he's eaten well and all that?
Yeah, fed well.
Trying for the prestigious Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup double is Tristark, running from Barrier 1. Tristark won the AJC Derby last April and is well fancied to greet the judge today after his recent Caulfield Cup triumph.
A long neck to our
Ross, the big morning's finally arrived.
Yes, Murray.
Turned from a very successful year in England. I'm a Prince finished second in the Sydney Cup and did a Kiwi with a last to first triumph in this year's Wellington Cup.
I'm a Prince has won the cup.
Well, he's got to have a royal show. He's
The native from Sydney, trying to continue the success of Sydney horses in the 1985 Spring Carnival. Sprightly Native is well weighted at 52.5, well drawn from Barry at 12, and recently won the important Metropolitan at Randwick.
Native wins the Metropolitan from a very tight
He'll be back with the tail enders. That's how he generally races early in
The New Zealander. Dusky Legend has only ever won a maiden race, but has reached the Melbourne Cup thanks to strong second placings in New Zealand and Wellington derbies, and a good third in last week's Werribee Cup. Number 2 is Hayai, carrying jockey John Letts, who won the 1972 Melbourne Cup with his first ever ride at Flemington. Third in this year's AJC Derby at Randwick, and won by a head last time out in the Dalgety at Flemington. Pro Corrie May. Koiro Corrie May has won 3 out of its last 4 starts, including the Geelong Cup over 2,400 metres 2 weeks ago at its first start in Australia.